Hey, good morning. Thank you for joining. This is a Dharma Yoga Wheel class, and please practice according to your conditions and abilities. If you don't feel comfortable doing the poses, then please respect that. Respect how you feel. Remember, the practice is an offering, and so how you're feeling is affecting everybody. Imagine all creations is experiencing this through your body. So in that way, this might inspire you to practice mindfully and consciously, and in a way that delivers the best experience possible. So let's begin. Close the eyes, bring the attention inward. Nothing to do, nothing to seek. Everything we need is already within. Let's begin with the sound of Om 3 times to attract divine attention. Imagine you're everywhere, established in the hearts of all beings everywhere. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your thoughts in God alone. And then God, you will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering, and enjoy this practice through our senses. May we always have a strong desire for the knowledge that liberates us from pain and suffering. And may we cherish no ill feelings against each other, only ever peace, love, joy, and compassion. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Make this practice even more meaningful, more significant, and even more powerful and better than meditation. Renounce all the fruits. Imagine this as your divine obligation to all beings everywhere. Do it because it must be done for all. So let's begin. Let's start off, however, with just stimulating the chakras. These are the main energy centers that sit. There's 7 of them that sit along the central psychic channel. We call this Sushumna Nadi. And this is coincident with the spine. So in a subtle anatomy, these are located at the root, at the base of the spine, at the sacral area, the navel, the heart, the base of the throat, the third eye, and the crown. Sort of near the back, towards the spine, near the back of the body. So we're starting off at the base of the spine. Picture a color red. Each of these chakras have a color associated with them. So we're going to picture the color and the chakra that's sitting there. Imagine that gateway opening for the energy to pass all the way up. It's said that when the energy reaches the crown, it may trigger divine bliss. But in order for that energy to pass all the way up, we need to first be in strict adherence to the ethical rules. So practice in a way that, acting in a way that doesn't bring about pain or suffering to others. So let's always keep that in mind, and keep that in mind as you do this practice today as well. So starting at the base of the spine, the color red. Repeat after me. Lam, 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 lam. Repeat. Lam, 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 lam. Repeat. Go now to the sacral chakra. This the color orange that's at this center. Vam, 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 vam. Repeat. Vam, 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 vam. Go now to the navel area. The color is yellow. Rum, 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 rum. Repeat. Rum, 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 rum. Next, go to the heart, the color green. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. Next at the base of the throat. Hum, 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 hum. Hum, 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 hum. Now the third eye. Oh, the color is indigo. I think I might have forgotten the color at the base of the throat, so we'll do that again at the color blue. Hum, 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 hum.
Hum, 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 hum.
Hum, 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 hum. And now the third eye, the color is indigo. Om, 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 om. Om, 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 om. And now finally the crown, the color is violet. When long sustained Om, imagine you're trying to reach all beings. Feel as though you're trying to make the sound reach the end of the universe. Om. Once again, deep breath in. Om. Now let's just do 2 rounds of Kapalabhati. It's a cleansing technique and it purges all the impurities out of the organs. It oxygenates the blood and it aerates the lungs. So 1 exhale per second roughly. And imagine you're throwing a belly button against the spine. Work the diaphragm. This also tones the abdomen and it stimulates the Manipura chakra. Okay, so take a deep breath in to start. Exhale, empty out the lungs completely. Begin when you're ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, push all the air out. Take a deep breath in now. Inflate the lungs, raise the chest. Now hold the breath, chin on the chest, kumbhaka, third eye attention. Throat lock, root lock. Engage the buttocks and the perineum muscles. Pull them up, the whole pelvic floor up, and push the belly button to the front of the spine. The chin is on the chest, tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth, third eye attention. Slowly exhale with control. Try not to allow the breath explode out of the body. Control the vital force. for the movement of the vital force. From the solar plexus, your source of inner power, inhale up to the crown. Leave the power up there, exhale back down to the solar plexus. Again, from the solar plexus up to the crown, inhale. Bring the power up there. Leave it back up there, exhale back down to the solar plexus. Take a deep breath in again, from the solar plexus up to the crown. Hold the breath, just for a moment. Imagine all the power that you put up there is now circulating to all beings everywhere. Share everything you have with everybody. Exhale back down, relax. Just 2 normal breathing cycles, and then we'll do 1 more round of Kapalabhati. And whenever you're done your next exhale, you can begin. So push all the air out of the lungs. And breathe in again. Fill up the lungs, inflate the chest, and now the chin on the chest. Contract the buttocks again, the perineum muscles, the tip of the tongue to loosen up behind the teeth, all the attention to the space between your eyebrows, everything stops. All the mind activity, the body movements and emotions as though they were frozen. You know the body's experiencing tension, maybe even discomfort. Remain unconcerned. Don't go, of course, to a place where you're in pain. If you need to, release the breath earlier if you need to. Exhale, relax, soften the muscles. From the solar plexus again, bring this power from your solar plexus up to the crown. Exhale back down to the solar plexus. And once again, from the solar plexus up to the crown, inhale. Exhale back down to the solar plexus. Always watching the breath. 1 more time, from the solar plexus up to the crown. Hold the breath. No need to apply the locks here. Just imagine that the power again that you put up there, you're now sharing with all beings. Diffuse it to all beings everywhere. Exhale back down to the solar plexus. Always remain in service to all beings everywhere through your practice, through all your actions, thoughts, and words. So now let's begin the practice now. So I'm going to take the wheel. So now we're going to do a few exercises, warm-up exercises. So we're going to take, you can sit down any which way you like. Bring the wheel into the right arm, the crook of the right arm, and roll it right up to the shoulder. So from here, just try to push the wheel down into the shoulder. Try to get the neck, the right side of the neck against the wheel. And then just use the wheel to push the head over towards the left. Stretch the right side of the body. You want to feel as though the wheel were part of your body. Feel as though it's just an extension of the body. And then bring it all the way out to the, roll it out, all the way out to the wrist if you can. Allow it to sit on the lower arm. Bring the arm out to the side, left arm out to the side as well. Hold it there. And now turn to the right. Come back to the left, middle, go to the left. And then come back. Now from here, bring the left hand up to the wheel, bring all the way up over the head, and then press it down into your left shoulder. Again, try to push the wheel so that it conforms to the shape of the body. So the back, the left side of the neck is pressing against it, as well as the ear. And just use the wheel again to tip the head over towards the right. And push the hips and the ribs out towards the left as well. To get more of a stretch along the left side of the body. And come all the way back out. Roll it again out to the wrist if you can. If you need to, just bring a little bit closer to the shoulder if it's too much. Okay, so if it's too heavy, take it out to the left, right arm out as well. Turn to your left. Control the movements, keep your arms at the same height as the shoulders, come back to the middle, and go over to the right. And come back to the center, bring the wheel up over the head, reach up. Good, now bend towards the right, the whole body. Keep the seat anchored down. Inhale, come up, control the movements, and then sway to your left. Push hips and ribs out towards the right. Come back. Keep pressing hands into the wheels. Go up to the left again. Reach. And come back. And go to the left. Good. You come back. Push the wheel underneath the chin. And here, you're going to press the hands so that the wrists are about, the fingers are against the sides of the wheel. And then here, you're just going to push the wheel underneath your chin. And push it all the head all the way back, according to how you, as far back as you can. And then bring the chin down, push the wheel down towards, we're looking at the wrist at the same time. Okay, so you're raising your elbows up, you're pushing the wheel down towards the belly, and then pushing the back, wheel back up. And push his chin back down onto the wheel and descend the wheel. Use your chin to push the wheel down. Maybe it comes right down onto your lap. Inhale, push the head all the way back. Exhale, come back down. Push the elbows up. So work the wrists a little bit. And then inhale, push the head back. And then send the wheel down towards the lap. The elbows come up. Keep the base of the wrists connected. And then just bring it back up under the chin. And then just keep pressing the wrists against the wheel. Raise elbows up so you stay here. And from here, release. Bring the wheel back down onto the lap, and you can just shake up the wrists a little bit. And now we're going to bring the hands the other way so that the backs of the hands are against the sides of the wheel. The wrists are about midway down the wheel, and then bring the wheel up against your chin again and pull the elbows down. Try to keep your fingernails even connected. The top through is connected, and you feel it on the inside your wrists. Pull the elbows down as much as you can. And then back down on the lap. Shake up the wrists again. Now here we're going to work the shoulders here. Going to start off moving in front. Bring the right upper arm, the back of the arm on the wheel, and just use the arm to just push the wheel back and forth all the way back and all the way forward, so it goes all the way underneath your armpits and back. Shift back and forth. And here, if you want to intensify, you can take your left hand up the back if you can. If you can't do this because your shoulders, then don't do the bind. If you can, just bind your hands together And you push the wheel forward until you feel a stretch. Lift your arm right on the middle of the wheel. You can sit back here, try to get your seat back, but at the same time, you push your elbow forward. Sit your seat all the way back behind heels if you can. Lift the elbow up, sink down the seats. Forward again, at a position where you can release comfortably. And then shake out the shoulder a little bit, and we'll do the other side. So your left arm now on the middle of the wheel, your elbow is sitting on the middle of the wheel, the top of the wheel. And again, the hands by the side, your left side of your head, your next side of your neck. And you just push back and forth. Just come off your knee, off your seat up off your heels and come forward and back. And you start with this, and if this is already at your edge, then you stay there. If you can bring the right arm up, bind the hands, and you do the same thing. You bring your seats all the way back behind your seat, bring your seats all the way back behind the heels. Lift your elbow up a little bit. Good. Just play with different movements. And all that you can to bring your seats back. Pull the elbow up. Press the hand into the back of the heart. And press back up. And bring yourself in position again where you can release your arms. And then shake it out. Roll the head from side to side a little bit, circles, just to release the neck a little bit. All right, so now I'm going to bring the wheel up. Bring it back behind the back. And from here, just walk your hands along the sides of the wheel. Your right hand stays up, close to the top edge. Your left hand comes down. If you can, you hook your thumb in the inside of the wheel. You keep on pushing the wheel down the back with your, so you lean back, try to lean your body into the wheel. You can bring the back of the head towards the wheel as well. Try to get your left elbow in a little bit more. You can then reach through if you can with your whole arm, your whole hand, and your hands on the inside of the wheel. Your fingers are grasping the outside of the wheel, and again on your flexibility. The idea is to try to have your elbows in the same line behind your back. If you want, you can come forward. Bring your forehead on the ground. Push into your elbow and lift your seat up. Give your elbow, your left elbow a little bit of sensation here. Again, please, move according to your conditions and your limitations, respect them. And then bring your seat back and come all the way back up. Now here we're going to release and do the other side. So the left hand comes into near the top of the wheel, the thumb on the inside, the other fingers on the outside edge of the wheel. That, okay? And then the other hand goes behind your back if you can. Your thumb hooks on the inside of the wheel and you pull it down. You just push the wheels behind your heart. And if you want, you can slip your hands through. If you have good shoulder mobility, you can bring your hand all the way inside the wheel and hold your palms against the wheel. Your fingers are holding the other edge of the wheel. And then again, you can lean back. Play with just pressing back. Push the wheel into the back of the hearts. Lift the elbow up. And try to get your elbows in the same line, right behind the center of the head, center of the back. To the bottom of the wheels after you roll it back. Twist your hips. Come forward. Lift your seat. Be careful here with the right arm. If it's too tense, then be respectful that don't go too far. Okay, so your forehead comes down and you lift your seat as much as you can. Bring your seat back down onto your heels. Come back up and release. Bring your arm out from underneath. And so we're gonna bring the wheel back out in front. And so now here we're just going to push the wheel with our hands, push with the base of the wrist here. Send your seat back. So sort of doing a child's pose. Put the hands on top of the wheel and you flex your hands. You can cross your fingers, sort of like butterfly hands. You're forming a butterfly with your hands. You cross your thumbs together and you bend your fingers back. Okay, so you place them on the front of the wheel, and then you just push forward. And you just bring your seat back. Place the wheel so between your knees or along some of the body, and just push the wheel toward away from you as you bring your seat all the way back behind the heels. You open up your knees a little bit more, allow your belly to sink down, and keep pushing the wheel away from you. This might give you a little bit more sensation. And then here, flex your hands. So your hands might be on top of the wheel now. Bend your fingers back so you're pressing out to the base of the heels of the palms. Spread your fingers. And here, roll your back. Here, you're going to now start to look different areas of the body. So we're going to come to one end of the mat with the left, most of the mat to the left of you. Okay, so singing Gomukhasana, you like your left leg on top, your right leg on the bottom. So we're going to place the wheel right against our left hip. We're going to reach, push the wheel against try to make the wheel conform to the side of the body again. Reach all the way out with your left hand, bring your right arm over the head. Use your left elbow to push the wheel against your hip. Then from here, if you like, you can bend your left arm up, take hold of the right wrist, and keep pulling. Keep trying to push the wheel against your body with the left elbow, and keep pulling the left hand at the same time so the right arm goes further over your head. Now from here, we're going to now use the feet to just roll our way along the side of the wheel, all the way up to the bottom of the hip, the seat, and all the way back up to the armpit. So all the way down the side body, just using your feet to just kind of propel you all along the edge of the wheel, along the wheel. Okay, so all the way to the bottom of the hip and all the way back. Maybe about 3 times. Do it slowly so you can feel it working all the different the ribs along the side body. And from here, we're going to stop with our wheel, so it's just underneath, just underneath the rib basket, or between your rib, the bottom of the rib basket and the hip. And so from here, just stay here. Try to do a side plank. So your right hand is up, your left hand is open from your shoulder, and from here, keep them inside at the left foot grounded. So you can take the right foot up. You can take hold of the heel and stretch it up, so this becomes sort of like ballet pose. Then you can eventually come onto your fingertips, stretch it up higher. That's the idea. Now release the foot, take it behind you, and behind the right foot behind the knee. And from here, you can open up the chest a little bit. You're still the side body, still on the wheel. Your left foot is just along on the flat on the ground, on the inside of the left knee. Sort of like a wild thing. Now from here, keep rolling forward until you're on your forearm. Your left elbow is underneath your shoulder, and see if you can lift your right leg up, your left leg up to meet the right. So you're bouncing on your wheel, and see if you can take the right arm up. Push yourself hip. And then come back down. Good. So now we're going to go to the other side now. Go to the right, the left side of the mat. So the right, most of the mat's to the right of you. Go Mukasana again. Your right leg underneath, your left leg over top. And push the wheel against your right edge of the body. Use the right arm to anchor in place. The right hand reaches beyond the wheel and just kind of reach the left arm over the head. Try to keep the left side of the seat down. You can reach the right hand up, take hold of the left wrist, keep using the right elbow to push the wheel against the side of the body, keep using your left hand, your right hand to push, to pull the left arm a little bit more. Try not to lift the left side of the seat from the ground. Conform the right side of the body to the wheel, the shape of the wheel. That's reach. And then release. We're going to start to roll again on our side. So using your feet to propel you back and forth. Do it slowly again. So just feel it rolling all the way along the side body, all the way up to the armpit. And up, just below the seats. About 3 or 4 or so. You can stay now with the wheel just again underneath just a little bit underneath the rib basket, and just in the waist area here. So here, place yourself so you can anchor down to the right foot. Take hold of the heel of the left foot and pull it all the way up into sort of what looks like ballet pose. Your fingertips. Up from here, bring the left foot behind the right. And just turn your chest up. It's just a real wild big pose. From here, we're going to roll forward again so that you come onto your forearm, your elbows underneath your shoulder, and your left leg comes up. Your left leg and your right leg are the same height together, feet together, and bring your left arm. Standing in the same line all the way along from the foot all the way to the fingertips. And rolling them back. This here. Okay, so now from here, begin to roll on the belly a little bit. So this is also good for helping to detoxify the organs, just getting a little bit of rolling on the belly here. So we're just going to come with our belly on the wheel, and roll back and forth. Belly up, right up to the top of the chest, right up with your chin, and then roll forward again. Use the hands, just roll all the way down as far as you feel comfortable. So it's different for guys and girls, of course. And then come forward again. Here, we're going to roll forward. We're going to stop. The wheel should be roughly placed. The top edge of the wheel is just a little bit, again, like a little bit below the chest, and the bottom edge of the wheel is around mid-thigh. So we have the chest, try to find a place where it's sitting, where you can sit comfortably on the wheel. Okay, And just imagine that the sides of your body are just hugging the wheel. The sides of your, the wheel is just underneath your belly, but the sides of your body are just kind of, you soften your belly, but you allow like the other edges of the body, like, either side of the abdomen to just wrap around the wheel. So then we start here, we start the fingers in front, raise the legs up, Shavasana, arch the back. And you take your left foot up. You hold the ankle, push all the way through. Release the left foot now, and repeat the right foot. Stand to the toes, left foot. Once you have the foot in the right hand, push it all the way up and away from you. And then release. And then come back. Drape the body over the wheel, sort of like you're doing child's pose, just rest your body against the wheel, your chin on top of the wheel. Breathe in, breathe out, relax. You're gonna roll forward now, again. So it's like you're doing acrobatic partner yoga. The wheel is underneath your belly again. And you just try to find a point where you can balance on the wheel. So you just place yourself on the wheel again. I'll take a few tries and you take your hands in front again. You have to allow the belly to soften, so the edges of the body are against, just hugging the wheel, and you walk your hands further apart until then you can get your arms up. Trying to find a place where you can find a balance. Okay, let's wrap up. Move your hands forward and out. Until you're just on the tips of the fingers, touch the legs. You try. Down now. Again, come back. Allow your wheel to sink into your body. Allow your chin to just come onto the wheel and just drape yourself into the wheel. Breathe in. Breathe out. So now we're going to see if we can bring the right knee onto the wheel, just for balance here. And bring your left leg up. So your right leg at the right angle, your hands underneath your shoulders, extend your left leg out. Right hand forward. Eventually, you can take the right arm up off the ground as well. Back of the shoulder. If it's too much, you keep your left foot on the ground. You can do it from here. It's too much. Or other block option you can do if it's too unstable. If you have a block, you can always use a block when you're starting. Okay, so anchor the wheel in place with the block in front of the wheel, and then it's more steady. You just practice it from here like this. With the heart a little bit, extend through that. That's it. Okay. All right, so let's try it on the other side now. Your left shin on the wheel. Your right foot back, and your left arm will touch your right leg when she comes up. Flex the foot on the left foot. Go to the base of the toes, another one. Walk your left hand forward and see if you did. Then your hand up off the ground. Again, you can use a block to support the wheel, the front of the wheel in place. We hug to the midline, to your legs. So squeeze your root muscles. Okay. So let's go on now. We're going to do a couple of strengthening poses here. If you have, you can either place your wheel against a wall if you like, or against a block. Again, if you feel unsteady, okay? If you have more steadiness, eventually you don't need a block. You place your left hand on the wheel, and the side plank. Just the thumb and your big finger are wrapping around the edges of the wheel. The other fingers are gripping the wheel. Okay, if it's too much, you can lower down on the knee like this. Okay, there's always different options you can do depending again on your abilities. Make sure you don't drop into the shoulder. Now from here, we're going to turn back to plank. Move your right hand. So when I transition, when I move one towards the other, I move the hand in behind. Okay, so my hand's in front and I just push my other hand behind it. Okay, so, or you can start, you can come back to plank like this, both hands gripping the wheel, and then you can use your right, you can replace your right hand. You push and feel the palm and you turn to your left. One time, go to the right. As you get more advanced, you can eventually take the right foot up as well, or the knee. So again, depending again on your experience level, all sorts of options. Go back to the other side. Too much, you can lower down on the knees as you're making the transition. Okay, and then turn to your left now and stay in the Alda version, half version, or you can come to the full plank, side plank, and eventually take your right foot or left foot up. Make sure your shoulders are, your arm is fully extended. Make sure you're not dropping into the shoulder. And release. Come back. Okay, so now let's come to the back of the mat, from the mat, I should say. And just open up the back and the shoulders a little bit. So we're going to sit with, at the edge, front edge of the mat, the wheel behind us. Starting off with just supported fish. So you can just use your hands if you like, interlace your fingers behind the head, and just gently roll your head back onto the wheel. Just try to make the wheel conform to the upward, to the back. And then eventually your head goes down. You can even keep your, you can extend your arms behind your head if you like, join your hands together, or you can just allow your arms to fall to each side, depending on whether you want to more relaxed type of position, or if you want to work your shoulders. You take your shoulders, work your shoulders, join your hands together, Kali Mudra, as heels your palms together and pull them all the way back. Use your arms to lengthen. Imagine your arms start at the waist and then pull the whole trunk out of the hips. Push. Imagine the heart's pushing right into the back of the heart. So you can feel more intensity by just kind of inching your head back a little bit further. So the head goes further back. Over top the wheel. Arms go further back as well, alongside the ears. Your hands head to the head and roll your way back up. And so from here, you can now use your feet. Again, as we did before, to just roll on the wheel. So go all the way down the back, starting at the back of the neck, right to the bottom seat. Your head might come all the way down to the ground, depending on your back flexibility. If you want, if you feel comfortable and steady, you can go all the way back. Go according to your comfort level. Maybe at the when you're first starting, you don't go all the way back. As you do practice, then the body becomes more accustomed and more comfortable with trying new things. Well, maybe one more. Go all the way back. As far as you can. You can keep on the hip. Head comes down to the ground and all the way back. So now we're at the top of the mat again. You're going to bring the arms up. Use the left, bring the right arm up. Use the left hand to guide the arm further back behind the head. And so you can take the wheel, the edge of the wheel with the right hand. And then from here, if you have one hand on the wheel, you might be able to find the other one. Just put your hand underneath your left underneath the neck, your back of the head, and see if you can take hold the edge of the wheel, and then roll your head back on the wheel if you can. If it's too much, then you don't have to bring your head back. Okay, but if you want to try to get both hands on the wheel, and just can you walk your hands further away from you, and then you feel pull really up for that practice. Just start here, walk your hands all the way away from you along the edge of the wheel. To lessen the intensity, you can lift your seat a little bit. So push into your feet and lift your seat up off the ground a little bit. It will still release a little bit. Okay, feel a little bit easier. If you want more intensity, however, you keep going off the wheel. And you can go all the way back, your elbows come all the way down behind you on the ground. Still holding on to the wheel. And the more flexible you are, you can bring your wheel, your hands closer to your body. So if you're quite flexible, you can bring your hands up, bring the heels, your palms right underneath the back of the base of your head. Open up your fingers, and then you might find the wheel a little bit more easily. So you might feel this is another way of getting into it. You don't necessarily have to have really open shoulders to do this, but you can try this one as well, and you can see if you can go all the way back. Keep the back of the head against the wheel if you can, and see if you get your elbows all the way down to the ground behind you. Keep your elbows close to your sides of your head. And again, as you roll back, the back starts to separate from the wheel. As you roll back further and further, try to reconnect the back to the wheel. So when you're down all the way with your elbows to the ground behind you, the lower back is on the wheel. And then if you can, hold it there for a bit. You can try to move your hands now further back towards the lower back. So now you're walking the hands towards you along the edge of the wheel. Let's just wiggle around a little bit until you find a comfortable position. Here we're going to roll back. So lift your seat up off the ground and roll back. Here, you come forward a little bit and then straight your body forward. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, move all fatigue, relax, soften. Now, these are all preparations. Open up the shoulders, go into Vrashikapatasana, and take a look at the camel. So now we're going to come on to our knees. We're going to place the feet, the wheel behind us. Okay, so again, between our feet here. so you start off by having hands on the wheel, and then just the wheel and lift your head, allow it to go back. You even place your feet inside the wheel. So one foot on top of the other to hold the wheel in place. And from here, if you're more flexible, you can, if this is not doing anything for you, this is not proposing any kind of stretch whatsoever. You place your feet, both feet inside the wheel and one foot on top of the other. So the top of the foot is pressing to the sole of the foot, the other one. Take your hands onto your seat, push your hips forward, and from here, see if you get the top of it. Like you can take your hands now over the head, take on the edge of the wheel, and walk your hands all the way down the edge of the wheel towards the ground. Another variation of this. Your fingers are walking down the inside, your thumbs on the outside of the wheel. In front of the wheel, and just keep walking hands until you feel stretching your shoulders. Try not to allow your elbows to go out too far. Push your hips all the way forward like you're about to fall on your thighs. Release. Bring your hand down to your seat. Push into your seat, pull down, and then come back up. If it's too much to do that way, so just bring your back down onto the wheel like this. And from here, it's the nice one. You can just rest your back on the wheel, allow your head to just fall towards the ground behind the wheel. Here you take hold of the edges of the wheel. You can take your feet out carefully behind from on the wheel. Hook yourselves inside, and from here, okay, so take your thumbs inside the wheel and see if you can pull yourself up. You just push your seat into the wheel and then come back up. Okay, good to go. All right. Okay, so now moving further and further, coming into towards Kapotasana, pigeon pose. When you're first starting, you have your wheel a little bit further away from you. So your feet are on either side of the wheel. Your feet around like just along the edges of the wheel. You place your seat on the wheel, and then you roll yourself down. You can just allow your seat to come onto the wheel, take hold of the edge of the mat, and you can just come down like this. Okay, so you can come slowly. Then from here, you can either take hold of the edge of the mat and pull on the edge of the mat. You just use this first, pull the edge of the mat, and just use your back to just move your wheel back and forth underneath you. Okay. And then you can try to get your head on the ground, so you keep pushing your wheel with your body. Might use your hands a little bit to help sometimes, and push the wheel a little bit closer to your knees. Okay, so once you're in this shape, you can either keep your hands on the edges of the mat and keep pulling, and eventually move your hands in a little bit closer. And then you might be able to find your toes with your hands, and maybe your elbows come down, the back of the head is against the wheel. Just then allow the back of the body to conform to the shape of the wheel. If you're more flexible, you actually try to get your wheel a little bit closer in towards your knees. You bring your hands again underneath your head, underneath the base of the head, spread your fingers again, and then you find the edges of the wheel, and then you walk your hands down until the elbows hit the ground. And from here, eventually, you can see if you can take hold of the feet, maybe the toes, maybe the feet. More flexible still, you move your wheel in even closer to the knees, underneath you, and eventually maybe you'll be able to take hold of your heels. Again, depending on your flexibility. Okay, so and your height. If it's too much, you bend your elbows that way, you just keep working this shape. You take hold of the edge of the mat, you just stay here. You just keep on pushing the wheel back and forth.
With the edge of the mat. Go on the mat, so you can lift your body up a little bit. Squeeze your feet against the wheel. Come onto your hands and just walk yourself up. Eventually, when your chest is high enough, you can take the edge of the wheel and roll your feet back up. Here, with your child pose for a moment. You just sit with your feet on the wheel. You can hold the feet again with your wheel. Hold the wheel with your feet. Push your feet on the wheel and just bring them forth and down. Keep pushing your seat back, your wheel back away from your seat. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, so now we can come back up. Another variation you can do. The wheel, you place your shin against the wheel. One foot on the wheel, so let's say the left foot. And from here, you just take your right arm up along the outside of the wheel and you just reach back. And you can go to get your head on the wheel, and you come right down onto the wheel and on the foot. Want you to stay more upright. Just save your hand beside the wheel. You just reach back like this. And you can bring the top head off the wheel as well. So all these different shapes, just use your creativity to find different shapes with the wheel. Come back up, place your right hand on your hip. Place your left hand on your hip and come back up. And then you do it on the other side. So you come forward again, put your hands on the ground, your right foot on top of the wheel now, your wheel, get your shin against the right shin against the wheel. Come back up. And from here again, you can bring your right hand down alongside the wheel or on the foot, hold the foot and wheel at the same time. And you can just stay here, or you can take it on either side, on the right side of the wheel and reach your left arm up. If you feel comfortable, do so. You bring your hands close to the ground and see if you can rest your back on the wheel and on the foot. You have to push your right knee forward. Hands here. So if it's too much, see if you can wave your head on the wheel. Okay, so this is a nicer shape here. Place your head on the wheel, on the foot, and you bring your left arm overhead. Oh, stick your hands on your seat, push into your seat. Hold down at the same time and come back. From here, come into child's pose again. Your feet on the inside of the wheel, open up your knees, bring your seat onto the wheel and stretch forward. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, so one more here. You can again place a block against the back of the wheel this time. This is a little bit of balancing. Okay, so you place both shins, both feet on the wheel, and your shins are against, like the shins are in front of the wheel. And you can see if you can balance here. So bring your hands on the wheel, lean back, sit on your feet. If you can reach down with your fingertips, so you can get your fingertips to the ground. You want to go further, Wash hands slowly, you can grip the edges of the mat if you like. So be careful here, okay? And then you see if you can get your back onto your wheel, onto your feet. And your seat is sitting between your feet. That's what your feet. Go ahead. This is a little bit hard on the ankles. So, okay, so on the ankles and tops of the feet. That could be. With the edge of the mat, push people the wheel, and pull up. And come back. And then put them here, bring your hands down. And just tap your feet. Touch in the front. So now from here, let's do a few stretches, hamstrings a little bit. Okay, so we're going to bring the wheel in front of you, by the front of the body, left foot forward. And from here, just come into a lunge. Your seat close to your left heel. Place your hands on the wheel and just push the wheel away. Allow it to go back. So also opening the back a little bit. Push against the wheel, now the head will fall back. If you want, can keep pushing your hands into the wheel. Your hands steadying something, you might be able to get your foot up. And see if you can touch the toes, the back of the head. Doesn't get close. You bring your left hand to your thumb to the right knee, and pushing the back of the knee. Use your other hand, your fingers around the outside of the knee to guide the foot. So if your hand's a little bit higher, you might have a little bit more balance. Sometimes it's difficult for if the hips aren't flexible enough, it's hard to get the fingertips down to the ground. So with your wheel in front of you, your hand's a little bit higher. You might look to lean back a little bit more and get your foot to your head a bit closer. Good. Just keep your foot back. Just push here, just lengthen your back. So push into the wheel and reach the body away from the wheel. Lean back away from the wheel. Lift the right foot up. And see the right foot. With your hand, you'll see it. Eventually take the right foot to the right, to the head. The right. And then we take the pose here, lizard pose. So we're going to start with the wheel in front of our chest. Bring your forearms on either side of the wheel. Just rest your chin on the wheel. Allow your hips to sink down heavily. Feel in the pose. Try to become one with the form. Just try to visualize the lizard and just try to visualize yourself in the basking in the sun. Fix your gaze into on all levels, physically, mentally, and spiritually. If this is too easy for you, and you have more flexibility, you can put your hands on the wheel and roll it away from you. Try to get your head down on the ground. So stretch. Lengthen from the toes all the way up to your fingertips and push them a little away. Make sure your left knee doesn't fall out to the left. Keep your shin vertical. Here. So here, pigeon, actually, Hanumanasana. So you're in the shape, and the toes under the back foot. Let's start off with this pose here first. Adho Hanumanasana. Place your left foot on the wheel. And you're trying to bounce. You bring your right foot a little bit to your left a little bit. Your left heel on top of the wheel. And you can take hold of the heel on top of the wheel and just rest your belly on the side. Your right hip is on top of the right knee. The elbows are down, hugging the side of your leg. You can keep on pushing your wheel forward with your foot, with your heel. Go back and forth a little bit. Do again mindfully. Don't go too fast or too hard. Belly on the side, your chest trying to make its way down and back. Preparation for Hanumanasana. So you can bring your wheel, your foot off the wheel. So depending on flexibility, you can just use your wheels as support again. Your fingertips, your toes are up, and you just slide your hips, your front foot forward. So come into a little bit of a lunge. Imagine doing a lunge. Push your seat forward. You want to have your shoulders aligned to your hips. So a lot of times we're leaning forward when we're doing the Hanumanasana, so we're doing this. So with your wheel beside you, your hands are higher, and you can use it to just bring yourself more upright. Your shoulders over your hips. Just do it this way, push with the wheel. If you're more flexible, you can see, if you're very flexible, you can always do a split. Take it a little bit further, you would place your foot on top of the wheel. And you would do the same thing as we did before, Hanumanasana, except you bring your right foot in line to your knee, and you're using your left foot to push the wheel forward. Okay, so eventually, you keep on going forward. Push back, you try to have both sides of the hips even, so try not to have your left foot going further forward. And then you sink your seats down. So again, this is if you're very flexible, you can already do the splits. So you would stay here. If you want to take a little bit further, you can take if you know that the variation, you take your foot, so you can take your foot from the other side, thumb pressing into the sole of the foot, you bring your elbow out to the side and up, back, and you feel to get your foot on that. All these beautiful variations. Use your imagination. Here we're going to roll back. Here we're going to go onto the other side. So bring the right foot forward now. Come back into the lunge. Preparation for Kapiyasana. So you place your hands on top of the wheel, and again, you're pushing your feet down towards the front heel. You're letting your hips sink all the way down. Imagine your hips are made of lead. Keep your hands on the wheel and move back. Now head drop back. Open up your heart. Imagine that you're trying to keep this spine without any wrinkles. You're always allowing the energy to flow freely, no wrinkles in the back body. No discontinuities in the back, so that in the spine, so the energy can flow right up easily. And you can stay here, or you can see if you can bring your foot up. Use your left thumb, pushing into the back of the knee, and push into the back of the knee. Use your other hand, fingers around the outside knee to bring your foot up. It's a big fine hinging action, and then you might feel to get your foot more easily to that. Doing lots of different variations because I'm recording a class, and so there's lots of different levels. You can also bring the left arm back, reach back, the left arm, like keep pushing. That's it. Good. Look back, bring your left arm all the way back. Look at the front foot when it comes up. or keep the front of the hip, the hip pressing into the wheel to help you to balance. Here, moving into lizard, sasa. So you bring the wheel, the move walking right foot out to the edge of the mat. Bring the wheel in front of your chest and just resting your chin on the wheel. Close the right knee in, make sure it's not falling out to the side. So it should not be, the shin should stay vertical. The back of the knee in the same line as the heel. So try not to allow it to just fall out to the side. You can rest here with your chin on the wheel and just allow it to sink more and more. You'll have you through the hips and put your ankle down, less body will fall easily. And if you want to keep going, if you're more flexible, you bring hands on the wheel in front of you and push the wheel away and try to get your forehead down to the ground. Pose to the back, Ardha. Please seat back, your left leg goes to the right a little bit, and your right foot on the wheel, the heel on the wheel. So you just push your wheel forward a little bit with your heel, and then you can hold on to the foot, squeeze the forearms against the shin, and keep on bringing the belly forward. And you can just use push with your hands on the wheel and your foot on the wheel. You can push your wheel forward a little bit to get more sensation. More flexible, you can bring your hands all the way to the outside of the wheel. I should mention this side. About this one, you bring your hands all the way to the edge of the wheel, outside edge of the wheel. Of course, if this is at your limit, you can stay here. If you want to go practice Hanumanasana, you can do the variations with the wheel again in front of your left hip. You start to slide the right foot forward. And you can use your left hand to support yourself to come up a little bit higher so you don't come forward all the time. So you push the wheel against the front of your body and then you just allow your arm to rest there. Down. So this is one variation here. If you're very flexible, you can do the foot again on the wheel. Limitations. Your left foot with the right foot on the wheel, the back foot in line with your left knee, and you start to push the wheel forward with your right heel. So you just go forward a little bit more, a little bit more. I'm replacing, pushing it forward, and then see, get your hips right down to sink down. If you're very flexible, if you are have splits, and there you can take on variation. Once again, place your hands on the wheel. Push your wheel away. So you can again make your butterfly hands, finger thumbs cross, and push with the heels of your palms, your hands on top of the wheel, as the body head to come down below your arms and your feet all the way back behind your heels. Bend your fingers back so that you're flexing your wrists a little bit. And we're going to make the palms. So from here, back's a little bit more warmed up now. Come onto the belly. Usually, you cobra first. So you place the wheel in front of your body, right underneath your belly. And so you put your hands in front of the wheel and just allow your feet to just slide back. The front hips are on the ground, hips on the ground, the wheels against the belly. Push into the wheel, place your hands in front of the wheel. Allow that to go back. Don't lose your neck. Drop your shoulders, relax your shoulders down. Keep pushing your wheel in front towards you. Pull your body away from the wheel. Eventually, when you want to go into practice King Cobra, you separate your feet. You bring your feet up, make sure you're on the ground. And see if you get your push with your hands. Keep driving your toes towards your head. Even if you just bring one foot at a time, just do the same practice again. With one foot, bring the thumb in the back of the knee and guide the foot towards the head. And repeat on the other side. Right thumb comes into the back of the back of the knee. Use other fingers up around the outside of the knee. And you bring your toes, your foot up. Try to guide the foot towards your head. So try not to sink down too much. You try to get your wheel as much as possible underneath the rib basket. So if you're sinking down here, the wheel is more like you're in front of your mid chest, then it will be hard to get some extension. So you want to try to get yourself, put yourself a little bit higher, bring the wheel a little bit underneath your rib basket, underneath your breastbone. Put your hands on the wheel and then start to drag your hips down. Okay. And keep on imagining your lower back is lengthened. From here, break your pose. Bring your seat back onto your heels, bring the wheel against your body, and just allow your body drain down the wheel. Rest your chin on the wheel, breathe in. Breathe out, relax. Same similar pose is Shalabhasana. So here the chin is on the ground. So we place again the wheel underneath the belly. We're rolling forward until the chin comes down to the ground. Fingers and the shoulders down on the ground. Put your hands to the wheel, the thumbs inside the wheel, and see if you lift your legs up. Try to push the wheel a little bit more in. If you're more flexible, you try to push, bring your feet down, try to bring your wheel a little bit further, closer to your body. And the further back you reach with your wheel, eventually it will allow your back to open. And you might be able to push into the front of the shoulders. Your legs come up higher and higher. Actually, get to bend your knees and bring your toes right to your head. If you feel close to your body. Too much though, you bring your feet. You can even just keep one leg on the ground and just practice just raising your shoulders on the ground. You just practice your leg going up. Place your thumbs or put on the inside of the wheel, go to the edge of the wheel with your other two fingers. And then just raise your legs up, maybe one leg at a time. Maybe it's actually both legs. You press down into the shoulders so that you are always in control and that you always have a good grip on the wheel. Down again, come back to the child's pose. Any variation of child pose you like, and again, just push your drape your body over the wheel, or you can push your wheel in front. So whatever gives you more release. Go ahead, do this for a few moments, couple of few breaths. Breathe in, breathe out, relax. onto your belly now. Working on both poses. So you can use a wheel if you don't have a lot of don't have a lot of flexibility. You can bring your feet inside the wheel. And your toes are on the over the top of the wheel, and you just take your hands the edge of the wheel as closest to you. You can lift up like this. This is one option. And this gets your it's the same type of deal as having a strap. So just push the tops of the feet into the inside the wheel. The wheel the edge of the wheel is farthest away. Your toes are on the top edge of the wheel, and you go up. So this is one version here. More flexible, or you want to get more back extension, this one's a nice one too. So you bring the feet against the inside of the wheel, you push the base of toes inside the wheel. Okay, and then from here, you lift your arm, you take the inside edge of the wheel again, and you extend your legs. So it's more like Shavasana in the sense that it's a longer pose. More flexible, eventually push, keep pushing with your feet, get building momentum, you have to rock back and forth a little bit. You might eventually come onto your knees and pull your wheel all the way down to the ground. Extend the toes. Bend your knees, come forward and release. And then breathe out, relax. Towards a full bow. You come onto one arm, you bring the wheel into one hand. So you hold the wheel with the edge of the wheel, your thumb on the outside the wheel, your other hand underneath. So your inside the wheel is resting in your palm, and you bring the, let's say, left foot into the wheel, inside the wheel. And from here, you bend toes under on the foot that's not in the wheel. You lift the wheel up as high as you can. You push into your right arm, and you lift the wheel up. Try to get your elbow. Get the foot as high as you can, so the elbow is higher than the shoulder, and then you bring the wheel forward. Like bring your elbow circling around. So make sure you're doing this without hurting your joints. Okay, so you don't, if your elbow's way underneath your elbow, it's going to be very, and you're trying to wrench your wheel around, knock into the shoulder. So you push into the wheel, you try to push the wheel up higher, as high as you can first. Then it goes under the right foot will help. And then the elbow will come up, you circle it forward, and then from here, you see if you can get your other leg up. Even if you just take, you can pull the ankle and help it up into the wheel. So you take the wheel, the foot in the right hand, right foot, and then see if you place your foot inside the wheel. And then from here, you bring the right hand around. And then over the inside edge of the wheel, and you bring the leg up over here. Then the overhead one. So another one to do, and you don't even have to do anything like super back bending. You can just place your wheel on your back and just see if you can lift up. So just balance. Do skydiving pose. And just see if you can keep your wheel on your back without dropping it. You can just do this pose like this. Eventually bring your feet up and hug your wheels, hug the wheels above the head. Try to keep it in place like this, sitting on your seat basically. And then that'd be nice one to bring one heel onto the wheel, so you're still holding your ankles, but you bring one heel on top of the wheel. And then you bring your other leg up. And then you switch. You take the left heel onto the wheel and you stretch your leg up. Then a full bow. You try to like the wheel without and you're hugging the wheel inside your body. So this, depending on the shape of your body, depending on your dimensions, it might not be possible, but it's kind of a neat one to consider, to explore. You do full bow, you go into full bow first, you take hold of the feet, you pull them up, around, and onto the wheel. Eventually, you can pull your toes towards your head. And form a full circle. Different options, use your creativity. Once again, back into child's pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let's do some balancing on the wheel. You can again use blocks, or you can just support the wheel so it doesn't move as much. I'm going to try to stand on the wheel. Okay, so first of all, you take the right hand on the right foot onto the wheel, press into your hips, and see if you come up off the ground. So hold it. Just from the foot, and try the other foot. Foot on the wheel. Hold the block and use the block to hold the wheel in place. Push the left foot into the wheel, hold your breath. That's it. Side. That's the idea. Push the foot into the wheel. Good. And so the next one you can do is you place the left foot on the wheel, just a little behind, just not on top of the wheel, just a little bit short of it. So in the front edge of the wheel, the foot is diagonal. So your foot is sort of like across. So your ankle's on one side, your toes on the other side. Okay, the top of the ankle. And so what you're doing here is you're placing your left foot across the back and your right foot on top. So place on the foot, so up, place your weights on the wheel. And you're flexing your feet, just kind of holding the wheel in place and you see them come up. So again, you can use a block if you like to steady the wheel in place. If that's easier for you, you try to find balance here. Just back. Push it the right foot. Hook your toes. Might be easier to place the right foot on the wheel first, on top of the wheel, and then the other foot right behind it. The wheel the foot that goes on top, place that first. Sometimes it's easier. And then you try to get the foot behind. So if you haven't, so you can try it on the other side too. The left foot on the wheel first, and your other foot behind it. You press the front of the foot against the wheel. And see if you come up. Hold your breath. As you can come. Find balance. The idea. 51. You have to lean forward a little bit and squeeze your knees in towards your body. Okay, let's try one more. So if you have a couch or something to sit on, a little bit easier to start this way. So you place the wheel in front of you a little bit, a few inches from the seats. Your feet are not like complete, like your feet are not like this. Your feet are more like this. Okay, so diagonal across. I should. So your foot is more like this, like, so your feet are like a V. Your heels are behind the wheel, your toes are beyond the edge as well, the other edge. Okay, so you place your feet so like form like a V shape sort of. And then as you can like come onto the wheel, you sit with just the edge of your seat on the wheel and see if you can find your balance there. And then from here, you see you can stand up. Push the wheel down. These out to the side. Good. That's it, come into a squat, lean a little bit forward. And then that's to get your feet nice and steady on. That's it. And if you feel comfortable, eventually you stand up. It's a little bit easier with like the wheels sort of like against the seat. It's a little bit easier to come to standing. Okay, but that's the way you practice to come up. Sit. So just eventually have just the edge of your seat on a wheel. As you're pushing into, as you're trying to come up, you have to push firmly with the base of the toes and the soles of your feet into the, and get kind of pointed toes down a little bit and come up. Okay, so. And you have to come, yeah, you're always kind of playing with your balance here. Put the wheels, the edges of your toes. So let's do a couple of balance poses now. We'll do a couple of versions after that. So we're going to place the wheel on the back of the body. Come into airplane. So you bring the left foot forward. Lean forward, bend your left knee. Come up. And straighten out your left leg. And see if you can balance there. You can balance to the side. Up a little bit. It's sitting sort of in the middle, like in the small of your back. And then you can take your wheel again. Hold the edge of the wheel. pull it all the way back behind you. Top of the tree. So bend your left knee, bring the other knee side. Only go as far as you feel comfortable. Try to bring the arms over the head, arch your back. Get very good balance. You can eventually bring and you have very flexible in your shoulders. So you might go to you're getting plenty of your muscle balance. But you want to try to eventually get you all the way down from your head. Takes concentration. Thanks. Right on the other foot now. That's the idea. Arms straight. So you push your wheel all the way back behind your seat and come forward bit by bit. Rest, bend your your knee a little bit so you rest your belly on your thigh. That's it. That's the idea. Good. Okay, so let's go on the other foot now. The right foot forward. Start the wheel on the back. Bend your right knee. Bring the left leg up. Lift your chin a little bit. Arch your back. Bring your legs to the side. And you straighten the right leg. Try to get your wheel to not fall off your back. Your hands again. Reach all the way back behind the seat. And start to dive down very slowly. Bend your knee. Rest your belly on the side. Don't go too fast. Easy to lose your balance. So grip it slowly with your feet, with your edges of your feet, your toes. Get good flexibility when you go the wheel all the way down to the ground. And now, let's do balance poses. Okay, so let's start with this. Just do a headstand. And then we'll go into a twist, so forward bend. So there's a few different ones you can try. If you're having trouble getting to headstand, you can use this as an aid to get your feet up. So you bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. And then you bring your hands, don't move make sure you can hold your arms easily. Don't move your elbows, bring your hands in front, interlace them, and put your head in between your palms. Your feet are, sort of like in a forearm table. And you bring your feet on the wheel. And you walk your feet as close as possible towards you. And then with the extra height, so you flip your feet on the wheel, your hips might come a little bit higher up over your shoulders. And so you can take one leg back. The easiest way to balance is to split. Allow the foot that's behind you to hang towards the ground with your low hanging feet. And so you can pull your other foot up off the wheel. So you pull your toes away. Okay, so that's one way again to the headstands. Another way you can do it is you secure the wheel in place with a block or push it against the wall. But you have a little bit of space. And then you place your head down, back the head against the wheel, and from here, you come up. Okay, so if you have a wall, if you foot on the wall, you can place one foot on the wall. Your shin, I can't see my shin, but it should be roughly parallel to the ground, your foot on the wheel, so you put the block there if you need to create more space. So you don't want to be leaning against the wall. So a lot of times if you're leaning your heels against the wall, this is not going to help you find the balance. You want to keep your body more upright, your feet in line with your shoulders, you bend one leg and the foot on the wall. And the wheel pressing in the back of the head will give you a little bit more steadiness too. Okay, so that's one way to look at this. If the forearm stands the same way, you come up the same way. Press the block against you place the back hand against the wheel to start. But then as you're holding your thumb's on the outside of the wheel, your fingers on the inside of the wheel, so you can lift your head a little bit, to your head forward and get your head up off the wheel. So it's sometimes actually easier having your head up off the wheel to start. Just press forehead in front of the wheel, so you can take a few bounces up. Bend your knees. Keep your feet close to your body so that you can keep the body compact. It's easier to find balance if your head, if your legs are bent. And then eventually push into the arms and you pull your head away from the wheel. You push your wheel away from you. You start your forehead on the ground, on the wheel, and then lift. So, that's it. Nice. Break whenever you need to. Good. Good work. Perfect. Okay. So this one is kind of a fun one. Eventually headstand is without hands at all. So what you would do is you place the wheel close to your body. You can place your back against the wall for this one. Okay, so you place your wheel right in front of your body. And you bring your knees onto your wheel. Cross your ankles. And then try to hold you can't put too much weight on the wheel with your knees, otherwise you lose your balance. And eventually try to take your hands up off the ground. So squeeze your heels in towards your body and see if you can keep your hands up off the ground, even if you just do little touches off the ground. So you have to get the wheel pretty close to your body, and again, you can stand with your back against the wall for this one. Or a sofa or something, and then you can find the balance. So you have to engage your core in order to be able to release your hands away from the ground, even just for that. Yeah, I can do it against the coach. I'm sure it was pretty close to. Okay, so enough of that. Let's come into some finishing poses. Bring your feet on top of your wheel. Star pose. Your knees fall away from one another. Your feet on top of the wheel, and from here, you polyglot your hands, you interlace your fingers, and you cup your hands over the toes, your fingers, index fingers up together, and then place your forehead, if you can, on your feet. And you use your feet and your hands to push the wheel away from you, so you lengthen. As you push the wheel away, you get a more lengthening in your spine. Yeah, you use the fall away from the base of the spine and go up to the crown. Guys, go back down to the base of the spine. You're gonna go into Paschimottanasana, place your heels on the wheel. You have a couple of options. You can just place your feet in front of the wheel like this. Depending on your flexibility, you don't even have to, if you can't straighten your legs all the way, you can just hold the edge of the wheel and just push your body into your thighs and hold the wheel, just secure yourself in place. You can walk your seats back a little bit more and more. Eventually, you'll be able to get maybe eventually hold the legs flat on the ground, your body against your legs. But you start with your knees bent if you like, and you keep on pulling your chest forward, all of it at the same time. So pulling, trying to get your chest beyond the knees. And then drape your body down. The weight of the body might help to release your hamstrings a bit. And bit by bit, you keep pushing your wheel away. You keep pushing your feet into the wheel and vice versa. And go flat. If you'd rather, you can place your feet on top of the wheel. It's another version here. You hold the heels like this. Your knees can be bent as a chorus, or you can hold the outer edge of the wheel to more flexible and pull your body against the legs. And further forward, chest going beyond the knees. Now from here, the counter pose, Purvottanasana. Put your hands behind you, fingers facing away, your heels on top of the wheel. Push your hips up. Put the toes, your thighs towards your belly. Let the chest go higher than the shoulders, allow the head to hang back. And breathe very fast, make the belly jump. Or sit down. Knees to wrists. Now from here, we're going to take our legs inside of the wheel. So your wheel is close to the knees, your thighs are inside the wheels. Your right hand behind your back, left arm up, and place the arm against the front of the wheel, and use the wheel to push the wheel further towards the left of you. If you're more flexible, you can see if you can reach the right arm behind the back, use the left hand to pull the hand. So you have to roll down a little bit, roll the arms down so that maybe your fingers can come to the inside of the wheel. More flexible, you might be able to bring your hand all the way to the through the inside to the other edge of the wheel. And use your other hand to just grasp the wheel and push it back. Your lower arm, your right arm is just pushing to the lower back. And towards the right, keep pushing the wheel behind you, like you're trying to push the wheel behind you towards the back. Both sides of the seat are grounded. And go to the other side now. So left hand behind the back to start, right arm up, take the arm to the outside, the front of the wheel and push it towards the right behind you. And if you want, you can snake your left arm behind the back, use your right hand to just assist your hand to the edge of the wheel to hold the inside, the edge closest to you, or to thread the arm all the way through the inside of the wheel till you eventually grip the outside of the wheel and your left arm is pushing your wheel towards right as you turn towards left. The wheel, you bring the right arm, no side threads the inside, take hold of the hand and assist it, pull it till you get your hand either to the inside of the wheel or all the way to the outside. Roll the wheel down a little bit. Tip to the right a little bit so you can get your hand placed. Push on the back, keep the chest open, push the left arm into the seat, into the sacrum. Go a little bit deeper into the pose. Pose. And then come onto the back for Shavasana. You lie back. And you can either place your wheel on, cinch it onto your belly, your abdomen, the under edge, the top edge of the wheel, just below the rib baskets, the bottom edge of the wheel, somewhere mid-thigh. You can frame your belly this way, or you can put your wheel underneath your head. And just look on the inside of it. So your back of the head is resting on the inside of the wheel, and just stay there. And just relax. Let go of all fatigue. Allow the body to sink down. Imagine the muscles just instantly dissolved. Your body, your mind, completely receptive to receiving the best now. It comes as a result of offering up the practice. When you're acting in a way that is consistent in adherence to ethical rules, acting in a way that strives to preserve the happiness of all beings and yourself, you attract good outcome, you attract good karma. Imagine the waves coming onto the beach, rolling in powerfully, bringing the surge with it of all the best. The wave of everything you need coming into the body. Direct everything to the spiritual heart located in the right side of the physical heart, in the center of the chest. This is the residing place of God, the supreme divine essence that is equally present in all beings. So whatever you offer to God goes out to all beings also. Now, coming in, you're flooding a spiritual heart with all of the goodness. On the exhale, it's going out to all beings at the same time, just like the wave that just goes back out to the sea and clears the sand of all the debris. Imagine it's taking out everything that doesn't serve you in any way, in a good way. Take out all the negativity out with the outgoing wave. Makes even more room for more, the best to come in. And you will continue to attract all the goodness through your actions, thoughts, and words. They're coming from a place of love, compassion. Everything flowing out in the perfect way according to the divine plan for you to evolve and grow. So even whatever you don't attain in this lifetime, well, you will just pick up in the next one and continue. But don't worry, everything is coming. Amazing things are ahead of you. Stay on the path of compassionate, loving, and virtuous behavior. You'll make even more rapid progress.
Say to yourself the following sentence now 3 times to ingrain this idea, this intention firmly in your heart and mind. See if you can try to come back to it every day to see its realization more and more. The sentence is, my compassion is expanding and reaching all beings. Remember that everything is meant to be shared. For if God resides equally in all forms, all that we have to continue to support one another. We are everywhere. I am you, you are me. So why would we not want to share all that we have with each other to help each other grow and to attain self-realization? Attention firmly locked in the mind and the hearts. Prepare for the mission of exercising in our day-to-day lives. Prepare in a gentle and slow and mindful and silent way to come back to sleep position. Move in a way that doesn't break any of the tranquility, that calm mindset that we created throughout the practice. We'll close with Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Instill the peace within and send it to all beings everywhere. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the grace of God. All is within. Concludes your practice. Thank you so much for coming. Namaste. Thank you so much.